Oh, I've just remembered I'm supposed to give no more than 5 words. It's taken me this long to remember. Should we do everything again?
With your career, you've travelled the world. Where's home for you?
Home will always be Scotland, where my family are, my mum, dad, my brother, where my sister's buried. And despite the fact that I've now lived in Monaco for longer than I ever lived in Scotland, it's still where your childhood memories are, I think, is something that's really strong and important to it. It certainly is to me.
What is your favourite holiday to celebrate?
Actually, I wouldn't necessarily say that I'd like to go on a holiday to celebrate. I just like getting together with friends and having a wee social and things like that. So I've always been in team environments and racing. So to have the opportunity to get people together and share an experience is something that I love.
What is the most unique nickname someone has called you?
Well, I've been called a few things that I wouldn't say were particularly complimentary, but I guess most people would call me DC for obvious reasons with my initials. My nickname when I was a little boy was Budgie, and not because I wore budgie smugglers, but because I had a bike, a purple bike, which was from Raleigh, which was called the Budgie bike. So
nice.
As a little kid, I guess I must have rode around in my bicycle a lot.
What was your first job?
Well, I'll let you know when I get that first job. I've been very lucky in my life that the family business is transport, and although I had summer jobs there, I don't think you can really classify work in a family environment, because I didn't really have to do the job interview. I was just given a brush and told that, okay, you have to sweep the transport yard, which I think took about a week. Because it was a big yard for trucks, so you can imagine sweeping and doing all that. But I've never really had what you consider a proper job in the context of going with your qualifications for a job interview.
What is Formula One really like?
Formula One is, as a driver, really, really exciting because you're living on the edge. The rest, not so much.
Who was your biggest rival throughout your career?
My teammate, Mika Hakkinen, would have been my biggest rival, but ultimately Michael Schumacher was the most successful driver in that period.
How many podiums have you won?
I think 63 or 4 podiums. Should have been more.
What were your pre-race rituals?
I was a creature of habit, so making sure everything was prepared, making sure I got a little snooze before the race, just getting everything so there's a sequence of events leading up to driving the car.
When did you first hear about Cooper tyres?
Well, I knew they're what we consider the UK brand through my racing career, Avon tyres. I raced and won on Avon tyres back in the early 90s. Cooper would have been later than that. I can't remember I can't remember the exact date of my wedding, so I'm not going to be able to give you an exact date. But yeah, it's an international. It's one of the biggest tyre companies in the world. So within the industry, it's well known.
And what is Cooper tyres really like from your experience? It's
human. It's real, because the name above the door doesn't make the company. It's the people within, and I don't care whether it's a big automotive brand or whether it's a big tyre manufacturer. Without great people, it's not a great company.
Have you ever been caught speeding?
Yes, but not very often, actually. I haven't been stopped for speeding, like in a classic police pulling you over, for 15 years or something. I've had a few flashes.
Yeah.
But, a wee flash now and again is good, isn't it?
Have you ever gotten out of a ticket because of who you are?
Yes. I was going to film a road safety campaign for the UK police, and I was a little bit late going there because of a traffic incident, and I got pulled over by a police car, and the policeman got out and said, we are going to the filming that you're doing, so we'll escort you there, which was great. So,
what's the most bizarre item you've ever managed to get for free by being you?
I can't think of anything bizarre. Of course, being in the public eye, you get things to endorse things, but I'm not really into the bizarre world of receiving gifts.
Favourite snack?
Favourite snack? Of confectionery, I like Reese's Pieces. The peanut butter chocolate? I like that cup of tea and a Reese's Piece.
Who is your celebrity crush?
I've slept with all the famous people I know, so no, I'm joking, I haven't. I don't have a celebrity crush.
Where is your dream destination that you haven't visited yet?
I've always liked the idea of having a property on a lake with there's no one else around. You got this beautiful calm lake. So that doesn't really answer your question in that I haven't not visited there. But I love water and I grew up by the sea in Scotland. I live by the sea in Monaco. But it gets a bit choppy. So the dream is a lake where you can be on the water and you're not going like this.
Have you ever been off-roading?
Yeah, I did some off-roading at the Cooper Tire test track in Texas. And it was unbelievable to see just, first of all, what a vehicle can do when it's on the right tires. But as a driver, I'm not used to experiencing that, going through riverbeds and through mud bankings and things like that. And it's always really impressive, even after all my time in racing, just to see what performance of human engineering can be.
What is your scariest driving experience?
Going to the airport with Jacques Villeneuve driving, because like his father Gilles, he just didn't have a filter for where the limit was, and I did it once and I would never do it again.
What is the fakest rumour you've ever heard of yourself?
That I didn't wear that leopard skin stretchy dress purely for charity.
How do you like your eggs in the morning?
I scramble, or I break the yolk and flip, because I don't like runny eggs.
Tea or coffee?
Tea in the morning, coffee later in the day.
Friday night, in or out?
Both, involving socialising, and then a bit of in out's good as when you get home.
Can you speak any other languages?
Oui, parle français. J'habite à Monaco pour 23 ans. Très bien.
If you were going on a 4x4 expedition with Cooper Tires, where would you want to go?
I'd really like to do what we did in Texas again, but on a wider, instead of being within a test facility, to experience that. And we were talking earlier with a couple of Dutch friends to do the Paris-Dakar, or the Dakar as it's called now. I think that would be pretty, not to do the event, but just to really experience the challenge of that, because it really impressed me, the performance of the tyre and the vehicles when they're set up for those conditions. I think normal people like myself just can't believe what a tyre and what a car can do.
Who is your biggest hero?
My parents are the reason obviously I'm here, and they've given me so much opportunity in life that's pretty inspirational. And as much as I would like our son to experience as much as he can within the confines of being polite and respectful, if I can inspire him in the same way I think my parents were able to do for me, then I can feel good about my journey of life.
What's next on your bucket list?
More of this life thing. I really enjoy this living.
Thank you very much for your time, David. Thank you.